I wanted to ask, did you look at Bill Cosby as a father figure because you were around him so much, you did so much acting, like
Right.
and I mean, you were a good actor, but it was believable. It seems like
At 9
you did
years
a great
old.
job.
Oh, right. No, because my father has always been, an integral part of my life. So I have a father. He was, Mr. Cosby was obviously someone I worked with, someone I respected. But Ennis was also, a close friend of mine. So he was also like Ennis's dad.
Got you.
So it wasn't. I would definitely say he was a mentor because he schooled me.
Malcolm was always embracing relationships with everybody he worked with.
Like Ennis's dad. Gotcha. So it wasn't you. I would definitely say he was a mentor. 'Cause he Malcolm was always embracing relationships with everybody he worked with. You can go through 300 years of history and look for all the black people that fit the description you long believed to be true but realized wasn't. Well, as one of the main opponents of the Illuminati, I always wanted to know what information they had that we did. Something about Malcolm-Jamal Warner's demise just isn't sitting right. And Katt Williams is saying what everyone else is too afraid to. From industry blackballing to coded Hollywood rituals. This story goes deeper than what's being reported. Malcolm wasn't just another actor. He was principled, intentional, and way too real for the machine. So, why is the industry praising him now? That he's gone? Katt's been warning us. And suddenly it's all lining up. If you think that this was just a tragic accident, think again. Stay tuned till the end because we're unpacking all of it. Right off the bat, the internet seemed very perplexed about how does an accidental drowning occur? I immediately thought of Matthew Perry and Whitney Houston. They had the same cause of death, so we know where that came from. No illicit behavior, nothing, no smoking. Gun that you can really point to other than a powerful current in the ocean. While you were swimming with your family on vacation, which is like maybe the most tragic circumstance. What do you like best about doing the cut? Something just ain't adding up here. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, the guy we all knew and loved from the Cosby Show, reportedly drowned while trying to save his daughter during a vacation in Costa Rica. A heroic story, sure, but Katt Williams, he's not buying it. And honestly, after hearing what he had to say, you might not either. Katt's been sounding the alarm for years. If you're a black man in Hollywood and you refuse to play their twisted little games, they'll shut you out hard. And when you take a closer look at Malcolm's career, that theory starts making a whole lot of sense. Every day you tired of seeing these people's faces. But going to the studio, it's not like that because since working is fun to me. It's I don't consider it a job, but still my hobby. So, getting paid to do something that's fun and then, going to work and, you have these nice people here. I like it a lot. Malcolm wasn't just about the fame. He didn't crave the spotlight. And he sure wasn't about to sell his dignity for a quick check. He said no to clown roles. No to the dress-wearing joke of the week. Typecasting that too many black men in Hollywood get pushed into. He stood his ground. He kept it classy, real, and intentional. And that's exactly why the Industry iced him out. Not because he lacked talent. Everyone knows Malcolm had it, but because he refused to play along. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's last video is such a powerful message of who he was as a person. And I think it's important for you guys to see one of his very last videos that he ever posted on social media before he passed. What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today is my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there. So, I'm rocking it. But, it's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And, you know, life is out here lifing, right, for me and for everybody else. But, just wanted to remind you as I remind myself that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. But if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. I'll listen to love 'cause it's been a minute. Peace and love. And I'll be back soon. Now, here's where it gets real shady. The moment he passed, suddenly every media outlet and celebrity starts singing his praises, calling him a legend, saying that he was underrated. Like, where was all that love before? Where were all those flowers when the man was alive and out here doing meaningful work on his own terms? This isn't some random conspiracy theory for clout. This is a pattern, and Katt Williams has been shouting about this pattern for years. The way Hollywood discards people who don't comply. He's been exposing it every chance he gets. __, Gen Z be canceling people. Nobody canceled anybody from my generation and back. We didn't cancel people. We saw up all the time, but we minded off business. You know what I'm saying? Y'all realize R. Kelly ain't go to jail till 2019. We knew he was up, but we was like, it's the remix to Ignition. Hot and fresh out the kitchen. We ain't kidding. We saw up. We said that's up. But it ain't my business. So, let's talk about what Katt's been warning us about, what Malcolm really stood for, and why the praise didn't start until after the tragedy. Malcolm once admitted he spent much of his early life being celebrated on one hand, but paying too much attention to the naysayers. That alone tells you how complicated his relationship with the spotlight was. Now for the heartbreaking part. On July 20th, 2025, Malcolm was vacationing with his family in Costa Rica. He was swimming with his 8-year-old daughter when they got caught in a rip current. And this beach is known for dangerous waters. No lifeguards on duty that day because officials had pulled resources to cover other beaches after some recent incidents. Warning signs were posted, both in Spanish and English, including one showing how to survive a rip current. 2 surfers saw what was happening. One saved his daughter, the other tried to save Malcolm, but when help arrived, it was too late. Malcolm had drowned. 'Cause of passing, asphyxia. By submersion. The man who tried to rescue him ended up in critical condition at a nearby hospital. He was also like Ines' dad. Gotcha. So, it wasn't I would definitely say he was a mentor. Because he schooled me on a lot of on a lot of things, but I love the father-son relationship between Cliff and Theo, but that wasn't our relationship. But we're mad cool, but it wasn't the father. So here's what the autopsy confirmed. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's demise was ruled accidental. News outlets quickly reported that he drowned after getting caught in a dangerous rip current on a beach many described as a secluded paradise. But don't let that pretty name fool you. The beach is actually known for being seriously risky. A volunteer lifeguard group even compared it to other beaches with powerful sneaky currents that can drag you under in seconds. Did you look at Bill Cosby as a father figure? Because you around him so much. You did so much acting like. Right. And I mean you were a good actor, but it was believable. It seems like you admired him as a father when I would watch the show or even see you behind the scenes of the show, whatever. Well, remember, I was doing theater. I was perfecting my craft. One of the people running that lifeguard group, Mike, he shared that while no lifeguards were officially working that day, one of the trained volunteers just so happened to be surfing nearby. That surfer ended up being the one who found Malcolm unresponsive in the water. The Costa Rican Red Cross also confirmed that another man was pulled from the waves alive but in critical condition. The following morning, officials completed Malcolm's autopsy, and again, it pointed to accidental drowning. My crap at night job. Right? No, because I've. My father has always been, an integral part of my life. So, I have a father. He was Miss Cosby was obviously someone I worked with. Someone I respected, but Ines was also, a close friend of mine. So he was also like Ines' dad. Gotcha.